You've been there. We all have. You're trying to move a heavy piece of furniture and pushing it feels like an impossible task. But then you switch to pulling it, and something just clicks. It feels easier. But how can that be? The object is the same. Gravity hasn't changed. Well, the truth is, when you push, you are, in a very real sense, making that object heavier.
So what's the deal here? Is it all in your head? Not at all. This is a real physical paradox that you can feel in your own muscles. Why does the exact same object fight back with more force, just depending on whether you push or pull?
The solution isn't about hitting the gym more often. It has nothing to do with brute force. It lies in the hidden world of physics, in a conversation between invisible forces that's happening right under our feet. And to solve this mystery, we first need to meet the main characters in this story.
To really get what's going on, we have to understand the three invisible forces at work. The first is the ground's pushback, this thing called the normal force. The second is its stubborn partner in crime, friction. And the third? Well, the third is the secret connection between them.
Okay, first up, the normal force. Now, the word normal here doesn't mean ordinary or average. In physics, it means perpendicular. It's the equal and opposite push that the floor gives back to support an object. You press down, the floor presses up. Simple as that. But the harder you press down, the harder the floor pushes back. This is the single most important clue we've got.
And then we have the villain of our story, friction. This is that gritty, resistant force that digs its heels in and doesn't want anything to slide. You can think of it as the microscopic grip between two surfaces, like tiny little hands holding on.
And here it is. This is the secret handshake. This is the rule that changes everything. The strength of that friction, that grip, is directly connected to the normal force. The more the floor has to push up to support an object, the stronger that friction becomes. Remember that because it's the key to this whole puzzle.
So let's look at what's really happening when you push something. You think you're just moving it forward, but you're accidentally creating a hidden penalty for yourself. You're actually making the job harder.
It's a chain reaction, and it happens in an instant. See, when you push a box, you're not pushing perfectly horizontally. It's just natural to push at a slight downward angle. Well, that downward component of your push adds to the object's weight. You're literally squishing it into the floor. And what does the floor do? It pushes back harder, increasing the normal force. And when the normal force goes up, our villain, friction, gets stronger too.
Let that sink in for a second. By pushing, you are actively beefing up the very resistance that you're trying to overcome. You're basically telling the floor to grab onto that box even tighter. It's like you're fighting against yourself.
But what if we could flip the script? What if, instead of fighting harder, we just fought smarter? This is where the magic of pulling comes in. We can actually change the rules of the fight.
Think about how you pull something, maybe with a rope or a handle. The angle is different, isn't it? You're naturally pulling slightly upwards. And that tiny upward lift, that's the game changer. It's working against gravity, even just a little bit, effectively making the object lighter for a moment. And because you're giving it that little bit of a lift, the floor doesn't have to support the object's full weight anymore. The normal force goes down. And what happens when the normal force goes down? That's right, friction goes down right along with it. You've just weakened your opponent. So let's put it all side by side, the physics showdown. When you push, your angle is downward, which adds to the object's weight, increasing the normal force and increasing friction. But when you pull, your angle is upward. That lifts it slightly, which decreases the normal force and decreases friction. It's the same object, the same floor, the same you. The only thing that changed was strategy. It's a clear win for pulling.
Okay, so it's easier, but why does this really matter? Well, it's all about wasted energy. Every bit of effort you put in is work. But friction is like a thief. It steals a portion of your work and just turns it into useless heat. By pulling, you reduce friction, so you're basically making that thief weaker. More of your precious energy goes exactly where you want it to, into moving the object. And pulling has one last superpower. You know how that very first shove is always the absolute hardest? That's because of static friction, the friction that holds things still. It's always stronger than the friction you feel once something is already moving. Since pulling already lowers the overall friction, it gives you a massive head start in breaking that initial stubborn stickiness.
Now, this isn't just some cool trick for physics class. This principle is built into the design of the world all around us, often in ways we never even notice.
I mean, just think about it. Why does rolling luggage have a handle you pull? Why are warehouse dollies and carts designed to be pulled? Why do movers use straps to lift and pull a heavy sofa?
It's all because of this. This idea is at the heart of workplace safety, smart design, and efficiency in everything from robotics to rescue operations.
It all comes down to a really simple but kind of profound truth. The universe doesn't just respond to how hard you work, it responds to how you work. A little bit of understanding can be far more powerful than a lot of raw muscle.
So the next time you're facing a stubborn obstacle, just pause. Instead of defaulting to brute force, think about the invisible forces at play. Because seeing them first doesn't just make the job easier, it shows you the elegant, hidden logic that governs our entire world.